Well, here we are, Monday, July 18th, 2022. I'm Larissa. I'm going to do a card reading here in a minute. First, I'm going to have a swig of my iced tea. This is my sun tea. I like making sun tea. And the reason I like making sun tea is because you avoid oxidation and subsequent bitterness on your herbs and leaves, whatever you're using to make your tea. So there are some things, there's some phytonutrients in some herbal teas that require a certain amount of heat in order for them to become activated or released. But in general, if you're just looking to make yourself a nice, refreshing iced tea, right? And I do make medicinal sun teas as well, but this is just straight up PG tips in the sunshine. Last week I had a whole bunch of sun tea made. It was black tea with rhubarb, and I have some rhubarb in the fridge. I'm going to do that again this week. But someone broke in the house, and they took one of my jars of my iced tea. I don't know. Maybe somebody thought maybe I was chugging bourbon. No, not chugging the bourbon. It's not bourbon. It's iced tea, unsweetened iced tea. Crazy people. And earlier today, I said I was going to pack my plums and my nightshade berries in syrup, and here they are, packed in syrup, and these will be deliciousness. I have to wait until it comes up to room temperature, or comes down to room temperature, before I can put it in the fridge. But there's all those little berries in there, and all those plums. Yum, those will be good for people who are full of it, right? You full of shit? You full of shit? I'll give you a plum. Sometimes I make fruit roll-ups. So I still have, from last season, I still have a whole mess of plum sauce and apricot sauce. And although somebody stole a jar of my apricot sauce out of my cupboard too. And I have some cherry sauce up there too. And what do I do with those? I cook all that fruit down. And I just add a little bit of sugar when I cook it down. I don't add that much. Like, there's hardly anything. Like, you get those fruit roll-ups, they're all full of corn syrup and stuff at the store. You can make them real easy yourself. And they still have all the fiber, and they taste better. And so I make the sauce, and then when I want to have the fruit roll-ups, I put them in the dehydrator. I put some sauce in the dehydrator. I line the dehydrator with parchment or wax paper and spray it with some Pam, just the original Pam, flavorless kind of oil. And I put my sauce in there in dollops, and I make myself some fruit roll-ups. I wrap it up in saran wrap. They're good. But you gotta be careful with the plum ones, because that's like eat one of those plum fruit roll-ups, one of my plum fruit roll-ups, that's like eating 6 plums. You're gonna crap your brains out if you eat too many of them. And there's some people out there that don't have enough brains. So you gotta be real careful of that. Oh, goodness gracious. People are crazy. Really, really crazy. So today, I also want to talk a little bit about recycling and stuff a little bit more. And why do I talk about recycling so much? Well, it's a big part of my artwork, and it always has been. It always has been. Recycling has always been a big inspiration or a big motivation behind my work. But it's also about species preservation and planet preservation. And so, as much as you can keep out of landfill as possible. And it's you think about the Pacific garbage patch, right? And I'm not talking about Hollywood. I'm talking about out in the ocean. All the trash in the ocean that, gets in the faces of turtles and things. And figure out what to do with them. So anyway, I bought this. I didn't make this. I bought this. I bought this actually at Whole Foods like 3 years ago or something. But it is made out of recycled pop bottles. And so the thread that was used to knit this was spun. This is 100% recycled pop bottles. I thought that was really cool. Really cool. Pop bottles. Pop bottles. All right? And of course my packed organic cotton booby holding tank top. And then I have a skirt on that I made. Just a little skirt. It's just a little skirt I made. And also, I used the same fabric to make some jammies for Omar a while back. But then also what I do for recycling, I make plastic bags. So here's one ball of my plastic yarn, right? It's just a big long braided rope that I make, and then I weave those. I weave the resulting material into different things, into baskets and stuff like that. And so I have a you have to sort the plastic into weights, different weights, because like I like the produce bags. They make a real nice rope that's real nice for basket weaving. I have a basket that I've been working on for 3 years, and I never sit and work on it for too long, but that's because it's a really arduous kind of in my hand. It makes my hands hurt. So, but anyway, that's what I do with that. I braid all of those plastic bags together to try to limit the amount of plastic that I'm putting back into the landfill or potentially into the ocean or anywhere else, right? Things you can just do at home. Why is this important? Because every little bit matters. And you saw that bag of that ball of bag yarn. That's not a little bit. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Right? Just a small thing. Right? It didn't cost me anything to do that. Now, what cost me? Well, my education cost me. It cost me a whole lot of money. That's where I learned how to make the baskets. Well, I did. I learned basket weaving in college. People used to make fun of me. Oh, Larissa, you can take basket weaving? Well, maybe I will take basket weaving. Maybe I will. So I was reading an article this morning about that telescope, and I had wondered because it was really interesting the way the mirror is made, the big mirror for picking up the initial image, right? It's beryllium. Beryllium is really cool. It's like ground up rubies and sapphires, right? It's the metal. It's what makes a beryl stone, right? There are different types of beryls. Different stones are beryls, meaning that their predominant chemical composition is beryllium, which is a very lightweight, very, 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 very strong metal. And so the mirror is made out of beryllium, and then it has a vacuum. They said it's vacuum coated. So it's still, I didn't read up enough on that process to I can understand. They said that you can literally build with this method. You can build one atom at a time, right? And add gold to a surface. So by doing that, I suppose it is just a matter of if you're using a vacuum chamber and you have one layer of atoms at a time, you can regulate. And if you have a perfectly crystalline structure of beryllium, that it's just going to it will seamlessly fuse. But I was wondering, like space dust, right? So different metals can make different issues, and lead is a big contaminant in a metal studio. Like old school pewter, tin and lead. Now it's tin and antimony. If you buy pewter ware now, it's tin and antimony because lead leaches. But lead contaminates everything, right? Lead ruins everything. Whenever lead comes to the party, lead ruins everything. Although you need lead for some things, huh? You do need it. So wondering about how much lead is in space dust, and if that space dust hits the mirror, how does that alter it? Does it contaminate the entire structure? Because that will change the way things bond to each other. And I was reading this morning that some micrometeorite has in fact hit the telescope already. I want to see the images that are from that area. I want to show me the area, circle the area on the image that is from that part of the mirror. Because I'm sure you know. I'm sure they know. I'm sure they know. Somebody asked me if I worked for NASA. No, I don't work for NASA. I just don't sit on my brains, So let's see. Today's energies. Sitting here I'm shuffling, sitting here. I have a whole bunch of fresh herbs that I bound yesterday. So I have more oregano in here I'm drying, some mint I'm drying, and I have a couple different varieties of salvia out in the yard there. I have one of the varieties of salvia I harvested some off of, and some epazote. I harvested off my epizote plant. I cut the top off because I'm hoping to get it to bush, right? Cut it before it flowered. That's, yeah. So we'll see if I can force some more branches and shrub it up. Shrub it up. If I can get that, get it big and shrubby, then I don't have to dry the whole thing, right? Somebody stole my epizote. I had a huge epizote plant last season, and I dried like a ton of it. Somebody stole. I had like 2 cups of epizote, right, that I had dried off this one plant. Somebody stole half that epizote that I had dried in my cupboard. It's when they stole my chili mix. Weirdos. Weirdos. Gross. Like, who does that? Who goes into somebody's kitchen and sticks their fingers in things like that? Unscrupulous, amoral, lacking of ethics individuals. Entitled, self-serving, disgusting people. Filthy animals, humans. Humans really are disgusting. Really, really are. I was watching some news this morning about Sri Lanka and India and Pakistan and stuff. And there was somebody that was on there on the chat, and they were just like going on and on about somebody being fat. And I'm just like, afterwards, I was like, person's probably really hungry is what the problem is. Person's probably really hungry, and their body is feeding on itself. And once you run out of fat stores in your body, it starts looking for fat in other places. And you start eating your own brain. So I see all these like super starved, skinny women, malnourished looking women, right? I think, wow, you're eating your own brain, baby. Seriously, get a sandwich. Get a sandwich before you consume your entire brain. All right. All right, so got 2 cards over here in the forces at play that you're not aware of. That's interesting. So in the center, today's energy is a Roman numeral 9, aloneness. Somebody's embarking on their journey by themselves, or feeling by themselves today. We're all alone. Everybody is. Forces at play that you may not be aware of. I have a Roman numeral 10 and a major arcana. Both are upright. The Roman numeral 10 is change, the winds of change, the 4 directions, and intensity. So there's an intense change going on. Really deep, deep, deep change going on. That's not, on the surface that everybody's aware of. Wow. Sometimes things that are really subtle can cause really deep, deep effects, right? Because some things are just that potent. I think about, just that hair product that hairdresser put on my head, right? Made my entire face itch. It made all around my neck itch. It made my scalp itch. I had some hives like on my scalp. Thank God those went down. Thank God those went down. I was like, I had to keep myself from scratching them open. But it's just a little thing. Make a big difference, right? Little thing. Yesterday I was taking care of the fishes, and just changing the water and taking out the dead leaves. And Archangel Michael fish is looking so much better now already, right? Less than 24 hours. Less than 24 hours, and he is already looking more healthy. Wow. Small things. Little things. So, forces at play that you're probably aware of. We have a reverse number 6. Success. Somebody's not having the success that they wanted. They're aware of it. Right? Failure. Another opportunity to begin again. And course of action, we have an upright number 3. The 3 muses dancing in the rain, having a celebration. Look at that. Look at them celebrating. Look at them celebrating. And now we're looking at the outcome. And we have an upright 5. Totality. Reaching out for the other side. Let's see what the angels have to say. All right, so in the center, on top of the Roman numeral 9 aloneness, we have a 7 of fire. Defend your beliefs and decisions. Stand your ground. Choose your battles wisely. And sometimes you got to do that by yourself, huh? Sometimes you don't have somebody there to back you up. And forces at play that you may not be aware of. On top of the intensity and change, we have an upright 10 of water. A contented and rewarding family life. Your emotional and material needs are met. Trustworthy relationships. Well, isn't that nice? Sometimes you don't realize you have that, huh? And forces at play that you're probably aware of. On the reverse 6 success, we have a reverse 9 of air. Expecting the worst, self-fulfilling prophecies, sleepless nights. So somebody was wishing bullshit on someone, but that's not going to happen, is it? They're not winning that, right? They were hoping and praying that they were wishing badness on other people. That takes a whole lot of energy to wish badness, right? And course of action on the upright 3 celebration, we have a reversed Knight of Earth, loyal, dedicated, honorable, kind. Time to buckle down and get things done. Honor your commitments. A guardian angel. So, you know, you're off the hook. You're off the hook for something there. You're off the hook. You don't have to feel bad about it. Sometimes we have these false senses of obligation, like you got to do this, that, or the other thing for somebody else. Oh, let that shit go. Right? And outcome on the upright 5, totality. We have an upright 13, release. Archangel Azrael, the end of a phase of situation, spiritual transformation, time to move on. Just let that shit go. Let those petty bitches go. Let them go. Let them go. That's what I did a long time ago. Just don't even listen to what they have to say. Skinny girl's hungry and needs a sandwich because her body's eating her own brain. People are so obsessed with such petty things. Such superficial things, right? Wow. Awesome. So in the center, on top of the upright Roman numeral 9, aloneness, and the upright 7 of fire, defend your beliefs, we have quartz cluster, upright 25, new inspiration. Look at that quartz cluster, new inspiration, right? Stand your ground, have some new ideas, right? And forces at play that you may not be aware of, on top of the change and intensity and contented and rewarding family life, the 10 of water, we have an upright 23, guardian, family karma. There you go, family and family. There you go. Circle the wagons. Time to circle the wagons. And on top of the reversed 6 success and the reversed 9 of air, expecting the worst, we have an upright 19, chakra balance, chakra ray. Yeah, whenever somebody is doing that, wishing nasty on somebody, it's because they're out of balance. Look at this beautiful, beautiful cube. Look at the lapidary work there. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Lapidary work sometimes can really, really, really enhance both the appearance of a stone and its energetic vibration because you have extra faces, right? Look at the beautiful rainbows in that. This is such a beautiful stone. Wow. Wouldn't I like to have a stone like that? So pretty. And course of action on the upright 3 celebration and the reversed Knight of Earth. We have a reversed 31, inner child innocence. Not so innocent. No, not so innocent. That wasn't just some innocence. That was somebody being malicious and malignant. Malicious and malignant, right? And on the outcome, on the upright 5 totality and the upright 13 release, we have an upright 3 truth, higher truth. It's the truth, the big shiny face of truth, reflecting the truth back at you. Yeah. Yeah. Things that people waste their energy on. I don't understand it. I just don't get it. Don't get it. That movie, babe. Tom Hanks. I don't get it. That scene. That actor died recently. That actor totally died recently. That guy who was in Home Alone and stuff. Have a good day.